So I'm going to pull 2 cards, put #1 or #2. Let's see what your personal message is. It's like a little mini personal message. I think we need to stop encouraging ourselves to feel intimidated or hesitant. If it's a part of your path, it will be part of your path, and that's that. Whether you fight it, whether you embrace it, it's just that's that, right? That's that. All right. So let's see what is happening here. All right, I'll pull a 3rd card. You twisted my arm, Teresa. I'll pull a 3rd card. #1. If you're drawn to the first card, it is number 26. 2nd house, owning. Wealth is the ability to truly experience life. Ooh, you will own it. That's all we need to know. That is all we need to know. No, seriously, it says you will own it. The 2nd house is about being grounded in the physical. It's the house of money and is about to be and is about what you own and movable goods. Ruled by the sign of Taurus, the 2nd house is also about solid reality, creature comforts, lifestyle, and areas supported primarily in the physical realm. It is also the key to your power in the world, how you feel empowered and disempowered. The 2nd house isn't always to do with money and possessions. It's about ownership of talents, maintaining comfortable shelter, living up to personal values and self-esteem. It is also about what we decide to utilize or manifest in the physical realm, the desired result of which will always be quantifiable rewards, comfort, and also familial happiness. Yo, good things are about to happen. They're about to happen. When this card turns up, it's time to concentrate on more practical issues. How do you handle finances? How do you look out for yourself and yours in terms of shelter? How are you being rewarded? Are you making a good living at what you love? It's time where you need to protect resources to manage those things you own in a mature and equitable way. When this card presents itself in a spread, it's about sowing seeds for a good harvest. Listen. Hear me, please. Turn your good ear towards me, okay? I'm turning my Buddha ear to you. My mom said I had Buddha ears. I was like, Buddha ears. Long. Oh my God. Anyways, if you put in the work right now, just like with literal seeds, by the end of summer, you will have something to harvest. You have to put in the work right now. You have to cultivate it in privacy, in quiet. Just like you don't put seedlings outside, especially if there's still risk of frost. You go ahead and you cultivate it indoors. Allow the root to mature a little bit. Allow more leaves to grow. And when the weather turns, you can then put it outside, right? You could put it outside. All right. When this card presents itself in a spread, it's about sowing seeds for a good harvest. It's time to build, accumulate, toil, and manage. You may be at a stage to take the beginning steps of opening your own business or embarking on a path that will not only enable you to realize your dreams, but could also make you a fortune in doing so. You guys, soul-based business mentorship. For some of you, you are ready to take the next step. You are ready to bring to fruition the very opportunities, but you're unsure of how to do it, where to start, if your idea is going to do anything for you. Soul-based business mentorship. Y'all should all know, unless you're very, very new to me. I actually started my first company, Emmie Evolving, in a parking lot. I was stuck in a parking lot. Yes. RV broke down. specifically the brakes. I couldn't leave. Yeah, no, I that's when I allowed myself to really begin being publicly visible. That was in 2016. I started this business with $30 for a prepaid Cricket phone. And from that has branched several other viable businesses, including a full-on church, a nonprofit, an academy in the process of becoming a university, a holding company. From that $30 prepaid Cricket phone paired with a guidance of soul, I became a CEO, a president, a professor, a pastor, and I'm an introvert. It's never been my dream to be any of these things. I just want to be a stay-at-home mom. But that's not all I'm destined to be. Soul-based business mentorship. I can get you the messages from soul that you're struggling to understand. I can see clearly. I avoid many pitfalls. How? I know how to follow the strings. This thin, delicate string that connects you to the next event, and the next, and the next, and the next. I know where your decisions will lead you. I don't like to interfere, but when your soul gives me these messages, I give them right to you. Soul-based business mentorship. I've learned a lot. Not because I took a program, not because I took a course, but because soul has shown me every step of the way. Soul has connected me to every single person that I needed to connect with at the time I needed to connect. There is a person who comes in and out of my life at times. I'd say we're friends all the time, but we're not always in touch. And I know that this person and I, we will achieve tremendous things business-wise. I'm talking about on a scale so profound, so profound. They know it too. I know it, they know it. Why have we not rushed into some type of business or partnership or anything like that? I know it's not time. I know it's not the time. I am in no rush. I hear everything soul tells me. Could you imagine having a dream and then being given the instructions of how to bring that to fruition? Maybe that's what you need to know. That there is a way for you to retrieve the confirmation that is necessary. For many of us, we receive these messages, but we don't want to believe it. We think, well, maybe I'm imagining it, or maybe you're not. Or maybe you're not. Maybe you need to be honest with yourself. Maybe what's happening is the information is accurate. You're not imagining it. You're just afraid to believe because you're just you, right? You're just you, carrying with that the implication that you aren't enough. Do I need to shake you like a shake weight? You are perfectly designed by Creator itself. Each of us are. You are perfectly calibrated for whatever it is you are destined to accomplish in this life. I'm not even joking. You are destined to fulfill a purpose that you were custom created by God to fulfill. Everything about you was taken into consideration to ensure your success. I mean, like, wrap your mind around that. For much of my life, I have seen myself as someone who is not good at public speaking. I see myself as someone who has got an absolute mouth. I got a mouth on me. Don't get me started. You don't want me talking on stuff. Right? And it's like, how could I ever make some type of impact when I can't even behave myself most days? Like, if someone irritates me, I'm just like, oh, okay. Except that's how I was designed to be. Not making excuses for myself. That's literally how I was designed to be non-compliant, to never fit in. I was designed to defy all of society, every single program, and anyone who tries to tell me that I need permission from anyone outside of God. I mean, man. Turns out I was made this way for a reason. Because, I mean, look how it turned out. You're going to be who you are. This is the part of your journey where you need to own who you are to facilitate what you are here to do. If you don't, can I just be like super honest with you? Can I like be very blunt? Not that I'm capable of not being blunt, but can I just put it out there? Yeah, no, your soul and your ancestors are sick of your shit. They are. They don't care if you're ready or not. Like, after a certain point, you're just going to be shoved into the proper place that you belong in. I hope you know that. Like, that's what happened to me too. Because, like, I didn't want to be publicly visible. Like, right? That's all genuinely how I feel about it. Yeah, and then all of these things happen to force me to be publicly visible. And then other things happened to force me to become rebellious in a specific way. Like, oh yeah, demon Horita bitches want me to shut up. Fuck you. I'm going to talk more. Oh, you demon Horitas want me to disappear? Fuck you. I'm going to go live on all the platforms. Right? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I live, the way I function. I don't know. I don't know if it is unique to me, but I really don't think I'm that unique. I don't. I think I'm just finally at an age where I'm done playing small, right? And every challenge life presents me, I will not receive it as a challenge. I will receive it as an invitation to rise above the expectations that I've had. Because those expectations come from a space of wanting to remain small when I'm not designed to. All right? It's one of those things. It's time for you to own yourself and own your journey. Those who chose hashtag number 2, this is your card number 50. Saturn return age. They always say time changes things, but you actually have to change them yourself. You got to take accountability. You got to take accountability, okay? Saturn, as the lord of karma, shatters all illusions. It takes approximately 29 years for Saturn to orbit the sun. So the first Saturn return happens around the age of 29. Ooh, that's a long time. Ooh, it marks a period where childish things must be put away. There's no more getting ready to live your life. It's time to live it and be responsible for your own dreams, goals, and affairs. If you hold on to things with no basis in reality, your suffering will grow and depression may follow. You cannot escape this truth seeking energy. You must face it. Ooh, Lord. You guys. Those who picked hashtag number 2, things are going to happen for you quickly. You need to be ready. You need to get everything ready. Just ready. Get everything ready. Okay? Serious. I'm totally serious. Okay. Ooh. You may become keenly aware that you may not have enough time left to achieve your goals. Often, there's a paring away of what is not essential. But for those who have not acted wisely, this will be a difficult transition. Okay, now is not the time to not act wisely, right? Now is absolutely not the time. Now is a time for you to really allow yourself, like, really, really allow yourself. Um, uh, Hold on. All right. Now is a time for you to really allow yourself to take stock, to take accountability, to really hold yourself responsible for the way things have gone, right? And it's not about blame. It's about recognizing how the decisions that you've chosen, decisions you've made, options that have been chosen are what got you to where you're at right now. And if you don't like where you're at right now, it's okay. Excuse me. It's okay. You just need to make sure you don't continue to pick those same options based in the same emotions because you're going to keep doing this circle. You're going to go round and round in a circle, okay? When this card is drawn, it will feel as if nothing goes right for you, and you may feel very discouraged. Just as it seems things are progressing, there are obstacles. What this truly is Saturn showing you a part of your life that may not have been based upon anything real. So it might be a case of you trying to force things. Um, okay, an example, the whole twin flame thing, right? Like you pick someone to be your twin, they probably not your twin. I know you can be mad at me if you want. Like 90 something percent of the people who are like, I know my twin, my twin, my twin, my twin. They ain't even the twin. That's just a hard lesson to learn. And because you've given them that label, you've given them liberties that you wouldn't typically give other people. And you hold on much longer than you need to. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. What other area of your life have you done this? Where because of your preconceived expectations of how it's supposed to play out, like in your head, you created a storyline of how it's going to play out. Now you won't let go. Oof. 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 Holding on to something just because you don't want someone who told you it's unhealthy for you to be able to have the opportunity to be like, I told you so, it's going to hurt you more. What this truly is Saturn showing you a part of your life that may not have been based upon anything real. It may have outlived its purpose, or perhaps you've misjudged a situation thinking it better than it was. In truth, and Saturn is a planet of truth, Saturn returns are all about correction. Saturn corrects any area which isn't based on reality. It might be romance, business deals, educational paths, partnerships, or marriage. This card is pointing something out to you that may not have been genuine in the first place, and that should probably be let go. Whatever is shaking your life won't last and probably isn't meant to. If this card is drawn, you will not be given a pass, and the matter in question will not progress as easily as you may want it to. You're not going to force this through. You can try. You can try. Just know if you try to, um, you're going to have the opportunity for an expanded, elevated potentiality. What's that mean? Because you're going to suffer. I'm 100% serious. In that space of suffering, you'll have the opportunity to really expand your awareness, really amplify what it is you're learning. If you choose to remain in that space of suffering, it's going to prolong it. If you can recognize after suffering for however long you've been suffering, that it's time to let that cycle end and move forward. Oh my gosh, the profound amplification, elevation of that potentiality. Ooh, mind boggling. I've done this many times. I'm really stubborn. I am, though. I'm really stubborn. And what ends up happening is I basically go ahead and I continue that same, like, whatever it is, not wanting to listen, um, not wanting to do whatever soul is telling me to do. And then I'm like, finally completely deconstructed by soul, and the potentiality is profound. And I'm like, all right, I'm dead. And I'm usually battered by the end of it, emotionally battered by my own devices. But wow, when I allow myself to go beyond simply blaming myself and being angry with myself, the profound learning that I have gifted myself through that adversity. I mean, people often ask me, how did you develop your mindset? Oh, I'm stubborn. I am. I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. And I often will struggle and suffer through things rather than simply doing what soul has asked me to do, because fuck if I know. I'm serious. Fuck if I know. I don't know. That's how I end up learning, and it creates such an elevation and expansion of opportunity for me to dive deeper into the core of me. It's not easy. It's much more painful than just doing what soul says. But that additional work you do, it grows you that much more. It's a profound thing. In truth, and Saturn's the planet of truth, Saturn returns are all about correction. Okay. If this card is drawn, you will not be given a pass, and the matter in question will not progress as easily as you might want it to. But more positively, this marks a time when things are solidified. Whatever you accomplish currently will have permanence to it. So if you allow yourself to grow, if you allow yourself to expand, if you allow yourself to invest your energy back into yourself, by way of starting a business, by way of clearing people who continue to just re-traumatize you over and over and over. That includes the aspects of yourself that are far too comfortable in spaces of trauma. The growth is profound. It's profound. Whatever you accomplish currently will have permanence to it. You will have worked hard, and your hard work will pay off, gradually growing more successful over time. You may feel a sense of time running out. If any partnership is now being formed, that lover or partner may be older or in better standing than you. Pessimism may figure in, and you may be compelled to give up on something you believe in dearly. Saturn is a planet of time and measure and signifies hair turning gray or skeletal or bones problems. Okay. Saturn returns tend to bring on rough passages, but also a harvest. You are now at a time when you understand things better than you did even a year ago. It's time to be brave and face this important passage. There are no quick fixes when this card turns up. Know what you can and cannot do. Take life in a measured way, much like this planet of time already does. Let go of your illusions, for they do not serve you. You're down to the brass tacks now. Time to see what you are made of. And you will be seeing this. You will be seeing what you're made of. Um, just because you put your hands over your eyes does not mean you're blind to the reality of how powerful you are. You know, that's just because you like to cover your eyes with your hands does not make you actually blind to the reality of how powerful you are. You got to stop giving your power away. You got to stop allowing yourself to give your power away just so you can have this crutch of being able to blame someone else if it doesn't pan out in the way you wanted it to. Right? There's this person who's a total fucking bitch. I told you I was honest and blunt. Yeah, no, that's just my personal opinion of them. Other people might have a different opinion, but my personal opinion, because of my personal interactions, they're a fucking raging bitch. And what they did was they thought they were going to become a celebrity. And that's why they went out of their way to try and destroy me, because apparently I'm the competition in their eyes. And then what happened? Well, when they were no longer associated with me, their shit faltered. Because I did something? No, all I did was move on. Like, you don't want me around? Okay, I'm good. But in their head, oh, Emmie sabotaged this. Emmie's talking shit. Emmie, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay. Was I really? No. No. No, I wasn't. I wasn't sabotaging anything. I just moved on with my work and my life. I did. Right? You have to get to a space where you can hold yourself accountable for the things that happen and maybe realize, admit to yourself that sometimes things don't pan out to protect you because that's not the direction you were supposed to go. Not everything is a competition. Not everything requires you doing whatever it takes to win, including compromising your integrity and your ethics. Not everything has to do with that. Sometimes we go through the things that we go through to help us understand the ways in which we gave our power away, the ways in which we convoluted our own vision, perspective of ourselves, our journey, and our purpose. It's not to point out that you're bad. It's to give you some type of way to acknowledge your power over your journey. Because if you can recognize how your decisions led to things you didn't enjoy, things that you did not want, well, then, by virtue of that awareness and accountability, you can begin choosing things that will lead to what you do want, to the coming to fruition of your dreams. At least that's how I see it. If I can hold myself accountable, which I always do, always, I always do, right? Then I can begin recognizing where I'm at in my journey, what needs to be adjusted. The other day was an important day for a member of my family. I was so focused on certain things, some work stuff, and then other stuff pertaining to menus, that I completely did not even think about getting decorations for this special event. And I'm not going to make excuses. I forgot. I was thinking about other things. I wasn't thinking about other things as though this special event was not special, because it's very special. But I was not thinking about decorations. I just wasn't. I hold myself accountable. So then, because I hold myself accountable for that, it helped me to realize, like, okay, wait a minute. If this weekend is supposed to be focused on family, I'm not fully present. My mind is still churning and churning and churning work stuff. No, that needs to stop. That needs to be placed on hold. I need to be fully present with my family. I'm physically present, but am I mentally present? Not fully, no. And because I allowed myself to experience that degree of accountability, I then was able to correct it. Like now I'm fully present, right? You have to allow yourself to recognize where you're at, because it's at that point you can begin to see without shaming yourself, without guilting yourself, without attacking yourself, the part of you that's making that moment slightly unhealthy for you or very unhealthy, depending on how convoluted your view of yourself and your journey is. It's always best to be honest with yourself, right? There was no way I was going to make excuses and be like, oh, because of the weather, because of the. No, it wasn't on my mind. I'm very sorry. It wasn't on my mind. Let me correct my perception, right? So, those who chose card number 3, Aries, I am. I guess I'm just a natural warrior. Ooh. You could have the heart of a warrior that could take you really far. But if you're just fighting things just to fight things, do you need me to tell you? Do you really need me to tell you? Because I'm pretty sure you already know what I'm going to say. If you're fighting things just to fight things, what are you really mad about? Because I promise you, what you're really mad about is not about what you're fighting. You're just looking for ways to discharge the rage, when in actuality, that anger is not a bad thing. That anger can serve as fuel when harnessed properly. Mm-hmm. Yep. No, that does not give you a pass to just lash out at people. That's not responsibly harnessing your anger. That's having a tantrum. Okay. So, those who pick card number 3, the Aries card says that it's okay to push now, just don't push too hard. Again, everything in perfect time and measure, everything calibrated just right so you don't waste anything. Gosh. Okay, let me just read it. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and the energy of this card is that of a dynamic trailblazer. Aries is a fire of creation. This means Arians can be highly creative. Since they are impatient, they are also blunt and to the point. They make no effort to pretend to be something other than what they are, which in their eyes is number one. Everyone needs to understand this. Arians tend to be genuine people who are not into playing games. They like matters to move fast. Since Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, it's represented by the primal human, one who must protect and defend. Aries people are highly ambitious and want to accomplish things quickly and in a no nonsense way. Competition is what Aries is all about. Many feel the need to compete when the other party doesn't even care to. Okay. I think for some, you might be being called out by soul about recalibrating your perception. It doesn't need to be a competition. It can be a co-creation. Okay. There doesn't need to be a comparison all the time. Sometimes you need to just focus on what you're doing rather than continuing to look over and see what the other person beside you is doing. Okay. Doesn't mean you're bad. It just means maybe soul is giving you a reminder of how to more powerfully use your passion. Traditionally, Aries is a warrior sign, which means being always on the defensive, ready for action. The Aries style of relating is that of a catalyst using force, not of a peacemaker. They're interested in sports, and a number of Arians have a fascination with weapons. No wonder people always ask me if I'm Aries. I'm not. But I'm Piscean, so I embody all the other elements, right? All the other zodiac signs. Um, when this card turns up, expect things to move fast, for there's no time to take it step by step. It will all be a mad jump. It may be a time of testing your will. You will work best in situations where you make your own decisions rather than acting as an underling. You may even find a supporting cast to help you finish your work. Be responsible and disciplined in all of your actions. You will want to get things started and forge ahead. Ooh, here is your ticket. I just got a notification. Do not buckle under the dramas or trivialities of others. Don't let yourself get all caught up in other people's BS, okay? Don't let them distract you. Don't let them derail you. Just keep on going. This card marks a period where you are forceful and headstrong. You can now forge a direction or path as you've been the vision and energy to do so at this time. So it's like this sense of people who are needing this message are the people who have been very just like, all right, you know what? It's not a big deal. I'll just wait. I'll just get the next turn. Maybe next time. No, push ahead. Push ahead. It's time. Push ahead. Just push. Push, 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 push. Just push ahead. Okay. In love affairs, you'll want to take the lead. You may attract spontaneous and enthusiastic lovers. Be ready to reach new plateaus. There may be the opportunity for more than one lover. Okay. Be advised to think beyond acting with aggression, especially in emotional dramas. Something is going to try and trigger you. In relationships, you or your partner will expect total freedom. However, avoid being quick tempered because when this card turns up, there's a need for caution. Parasitic thought inception. Something is trying to get you to discharge your creative energy by way of an angry outburst. Don't do it. Don't do it. You want to achieve something profound? Use all your energy, all your passion, all that fucking anger that you've held on to. Use it. Not to hurt other people, not to prove a point. Use it to show yourself how little of a fuck you give about other people's opinions of you. That you're going to do whatever the hell you want to do anyways. And you didn't need them because you didn't. You don't. You didn't and don't. Use your energy. Push through. Make it happen. Make it happen. Be steady and measured rather than hot blooded or impulsive. This marks a time where you need to be sensitive to the concerns of others, since you will want to move fast and strong without thinking things through. So, the people who are helpful, the people who genuinely care, the people who have always celebrated your successes, your accomplishments, if they're being naysayers right now, slow down, pause. They're protecting you from you. Okay? They're not being a hater. They're protecting you from messing up. Yeah, it's okay for me to say messing up. Okay? It's okay for me to say messing up. We're not going to tiptoe around emotions here. We're not going to intentionally stomp on them, but we're not going to tiptoe around emotions here. We're going to speak openly, powerfully, truthfully. Okay? You may find yourself running into walls. You will not want to compromise right now, but you should do just that. Sometimes it's best to allow bygones to be bygones and let it go. Any fighting or conflicts will not serve you at this time. That includes fighting yourself. In fact, it may poison the waters and make matters worse. Care must be taken to not be too foolish or rash. However, it's time to work for a cause and get things started. Just make sure you finish all that you start. So things are going to happen. They're going to happen quickly. You're going to make it happen. And once you make it happen, keep going. Keep going. You don't have to rush. You just have to keep going. Go at the pace that soul has set for you, and you will see everything work out in your favor. This is a very powerful period that we are in. What you do with this period, it's up to you. No one can force you. No one can force you into a space of success. No one can force you to heal, to learn, to grow. Everything is your choice. Everything is your choice. So, guys, everything's going to be fine. You're in the home stretch. It's time. It's time for you to allow everything to just blossom, to unfold, to be the very thing you've been working so hard to bring to fruition. You can make it happen. You will make it happen. You'll make it happen. Believe in yourself. Okay. I got to get going. If you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe and turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. Go check out my websites. Go check out my other profiles across other platforms. And then, join me on TikTok. I will see you guys again very soon. Very, very soon. Take care. Don't be hard on yourself. Allow the blossoming to occur. It's never something that must be forced, only something that should be allowed. You got this. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, everyone.